Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Haneefah Khaaliq, and I'm live streaming right now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and YouTube. I'm running for United States Senate in Indiana in 2022, and I'm starting my campaign right now because that's what I believe I need to do in order to win. This is my eighth virtual town hall for Bloomington, Indiana. This town hall series was originally planned to take place in person, but of course, due to COVID, here we are. I want listeners to know that each Saturday from August through September the 12th, with an exception for August the 15th at 1 p.m. Central Time, I will be hosting these live virtual town halls from my social media accounts. If you have a question throughout the stream, please do place it in the chat, and I will try my best to get to the question after after the stream. Give me just a second here. Okay, so first, those of you who have been tuning in, thank you so much for doing so. And to my Bloomington listeners especially, thank you for tuning in. I'll always start my town halls with a brief introduction, go into my bio, then go on to some national and local issues, and conclude with some campaign news. Now, before I get into my message for today, I first want to start out by having a little real talk with you about what kind of leaders you deserve in Indiana. You deserve leaders who know how to put you first. You deserve leaders who care and are attentive and responsive to your wants and needs. You deserve leaders like me who understand theories like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that people cannot self actualize or become happy, productive members of society unless their basic needs have been met. Those basic needs include food, water, shelter. Now, at first, it may seem pretty simple, these basic things. But when you dare to call yourself a leader, it means becoming responsible for ensuring that, for example, here in the state of Indiana, 6.7 million people in Indiana have access to these basic items. Now, I imagine that can get pretty tough. So now add to that a leader's responsibility to ensure safety and a sense of belonging to everyone. The job to lead just got harder. Now multiply that 6.7 million to lead by 50. That's leading the entire American population and being responsible then for their basic needs. So right now, our leaders, many of them, perhaps mistakenly chosen by us, are now failing us in the most fundamental way because they can't even seem to bring themselves together to ensure our basic needs are being met. They say they're trying, but they're lying. I'm tired of it, and I hope you are too. In fact, I hope you're so tired of it, you will get up and do something about it. And that means registering to vote and voting. It means filling out your census and submitting it and turning it in and doing things in your community to ensure your voice is heard. For those of you just tuning in, I am Haneefah Khaaliq, and I'm running for the office of the United States Senate right here in Indiana. And I'm starting my campaign right now because that's what I believe I need to do in order to win. Additionally, I'm asking each of you to head over to my ActBlue account, which has been set up, my name, Hoosiers Haneefah Khaaliq and Hoosiers for Haneefah. For monthly subscribers, I'm going to throw in a nice t-shirt for you. So please allow 6 to 8 weeks roughly to receive that. Thank you so much for your contribution. So now remember, if you've been tuning in each Saturday, I'll always start with a bio, go into some national or local issues, and then, of course, end with some campaign news. So here we go. I was born and raised in the Hyde Park area of Chicago, Illinois. After my mom divorced, she remarried, and together we moved to the suburbs of Illinois. When the steel mill shut down, my family packed up and we moved to Indiana. I've been a proud Hoosier ever since the year 2000. I graduated from Lake Central High School in St. John, Indiana, and went on to graduate from both IUPUI and Valparaiso School of Law. While at IUPUI, I was the president of a campus Christian student organization and a youth minister for my church. While in Indianapolis, Indiana, I became a public school teacher for IPS. Now I'm a professor, lawyer, business owner, civil rights agency director, and of course, I'm running to be your next United States Senator. My family's economic status always ranged from poor to middle class, and that's something I'm proud about because I know what it's like not to be able to afford things that you want or need. When I was just a student volunteering at IUPUI, I learned what public service was all about. It's about rolling your sleeves up and getting down and sometimes a little dirty in order to beautify an area. It means making phone calls to everyone you know about a giveaway or a hiring event. I've been a community volunteer and advocate ever since I was about 12 years old. In fact, one of the very first volunteering experiences I had was in a senior living community. I created games for the elderly residents there, and it produced moments of great memories for them. I went on from there to volunteer with several organizations, which include the American Red Cross, Habitat for Humanity, and in law school, I could have gone and worked for several law firms. Instead, I became an AmeriCorps volunteer and worked with cities and towns to create community programs that helped, for example, battered women and teens. Now, I say this all the time. I'm not here to go on and on about what a great volunteer I was. My only purpose is for you to see how I know how to work hard without being paid a single dime because it comes from my heart. And I mean it when I say no person should ever be elected to office if they haven't first proven they can use their own hands to make a difference. When will we finally collectively get it, Hoosiers? People who aren't actively among us cannot understand us, they cannot help us, and they certainly are in no position to save us. Now, Bloomington, about a month ago, you had an alleged lynching take place right in your own backyard. We all cringed when we heard that news because it's just downright heartbreaking. And with everything else going on in this country, the racial tension, the social unrest, it is simply overwhelming. And you may not know this, but you've just been rated the single most economically vulnerable college town during COVID because your businesses largely depend on student bodies who are now social distancing and staying home. But don't let these things get you down. Our country will bounce back from this horrible disease and scourge of division. Bloomington joins many cities in their struggles and will also join many in its triumphs. For those of you just tuning in, I am Haneefah Khaaliq. I'm running for the office of United States Senate right here in Indiana in 22. And I'm starting my campaign right now because I believe that's what it's going to take in order for me to win. Additionally, I'm asking each of you to head over to my ActBlue account, give the name of my committee is Hoosiers for Haneefah, and I am Haneefah Khaaliq. For monthly subscribers, I will be throwing in a nice t-shirt for you. Give it about 6 to 8 weeks for a So why am I running for the office of United States Senator? To put it mildly, we have senators right now who just aren't doing right by Hoosiers. They're not even fighting for our access to the things we need, the basic things I just mentioned a few moments ago in the beginning of my presentation: food, water, shelter. What's my example? The HEROES Act. The HEROES Act should have been passed a long time ago because it provided for everyone who needed something in the pandemic. Our schools, our cities, our towns, our residents. What did our United States senators have to say about it? No. Their answer was no. What was the excuse? Oh, that's too much money to give away. Oh, come on, give me a break. Listen, the U.S. has always bailed out people, organizations, institutions, and the national debt isn't going away anywhere. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So instead of having the kind of senators that are willing to do things like fight hard for a national moratorium on evictions, which is needed now more than ever, I'd say probably until the end of the year, we're stuck with senators who don't say a single word. That's just not good enough. They can't even stand up to the President of the United States and demand that everyone be given an opportunity to vote from home in a pandemic. I can't even believe it. If anyone remembers, they rocked back and forth for weeks on whether or not to advise us on wearing masks. And when they finally made it mandatory, it was too late. Now they want us to do what? Take a little risk. Isn't that what one of the United States senators said this past week? He sure did. He said, just take a little risk with reopening. Really? As they remove liability from their rich business employer friends who they've also given tax breaks to? And let's not forget about their popular saying when you ask them about important things and what they're doing about it: I'm working on it. You know what I think? I think we're better than this, folks. I think we're smarter than this, wiser than this. I think we can elect better senators. Now is the time to start thinking about it. You've got 633 days from today's date, okay, until you have an opportunity to vote for someone like me to make a difference in the state of Indiana. And that's only after I've secured the 500 signatures from registered voters in each of the 9 congressional districts. Now look, I'm sure Senator Todd Young believes 22 is already his. He's a career politician. Career politicians are always confident. They always believe they'll win. But will you prove him wrong this time? Will you make him work for your vote? Will you make him prove his ability to lead you? Well, I guess we'll see. So this is my plea to you Hoosiers, that you will wake up and smell the coffee and then throw it on any chance anyone believes they'll have to make a fool out of you when it comes to choosing the right person to lead you. This is my plea, that you will give me the opportunity to debate Mr. Young or any other person who believes they can do better. This is what our founding fathers and mothers always intended: for the average working Americans like you and I to run for office. Why? Because we are the closest to our communities and we know what our communities need. We understand the struggle and we know that it is real, and with each new day, we find ways to survive and overcome. We are the closest ones to our own problems, and that's how we know the best way to fix them. Yes, I will shout it out from the rooftop. The average working Americans are the best ones for Capitol Hill because we're not part of any cliques or millionaire dollar clubs. And the best part is we don't owe anything to anyone. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Haneefah Khaaliq. I am running for the office of United States Senate right here in Indiana. And I'm starting my campaign right now because that's what I need to do in order to win. Additionally, I'm asking each listener to head over to my ActBlue account The name of my committee is Hoosiers for Haneefah Khaaliq. And for monthly subscribers, I am going to send you a nice t-shirt. Now, 2022 is right around the corner. I'm starting my campaign now because I wanted to give every single Hoosier an opportunity to get to know me as a person, not as a candidate, to share my message, my story, and even maybe call me sometimes and chit-chat. Now, I may have never run for office, but I'm a fresh new face on the scene with a proven track record of service, integrity, and loyalty. I'm not perfect, but I do have the perfect message, one that I believe people need to hear more than ever. Now, as a candidate for the United States Senate in Indiana, I remain humble. And I promise to represent you no matter where you come from or who you are. In closing, and before I address any questions, I want to make sure I share just a few things with listeners. Originally, I set out to hold a unity bike ride on Saturday, August the 15th, from Gary, Indiana to DC. I'm sorry, from Gary to Indianapolis to DC. And I believed this unity bike ride would bring people together from all walks of life in the region to show peace in a time of social unrest in this country. Unfortunately, and due to a rise in COVID cases across the Hoosier state, I have decided to modify that event and make it virtual. I hope you'll consider riding with me virtually and joining me via the StreamYard link, which I will provide to you on the day of the event. Sign up now for the event at my Facebook event page or at my event page. Now, my website is coming soon. We're still working on it. Until then, please visit my Linktree page, and you'll be able to access any of my social media from that link to stay abreast of everything that is going on. Please do not wait until 22 to give to my campaign. I'm using contributions from people like you to do everything that politicians have to do in order to be heard. And remember, since I'm new at all of this, I need your help more than ever. If you'd like to volunteer for my campaign, thank you so much. Please text me directly or call me at 317-999-5592. And the team is still growing. As you can see, I'm still looking for representation in Terre Haute, Lafayette, and Bloomington. Finally, I'd like to give a great shout out to my team and everyone for all the help they continue to give me with these virtual town halls. Please remember to register to vote and fill out your census. Now, I will go to the screen and see if I have any questions. Give me just a second. Okay. It does not appear that I have any questions in the chat for today. So one last time, I am Haneefah Khaaliq. I'm running for office here in the United States, here in Indiana for the United States Senate. Remember, next Saturday is August 15th. I will be taking a small break from my virtual town halls to ride for unity. However, I will be back the following Saturday, which is August the 22nd, 2020 at 1 p.m. Central Time here, pumped up and ready to go as ever to deliver my next virtual town hall from my home, Gary, Indiana. Until then, please take care of yourself. Stay safe out there. God bless you. God bless Indiana. And God bless America.